My name is Susan Riddle. I'm President and CEO of Visit Mountaineer Country Convention Visitors Bureau. Visit Mountaineer Country is located actually in Morgantown, but we represent 3 counties in north central West Virginia, and we engage with many more. But the counties we represent are Monongalia, Preston, and Taylor counties. I'm finishing up my 6th year. I was on the board before that, so I've been affiliated with the organization for probably closer to 10 years than not.
Oh, okay, that's pretty neat.
And I've been in Morgantown for over 40 years. So I was one of those strange people that came to West Virginia, never thought in a million years that I would make this my home for my family. And 40 plus years later, I am here. My family is two-thirds of my family still remains here. And the other third that is not is trying to get back. It's the job of the CVB to actually promote the destination and attract group and conference business. CVBs fall into 3 different categories in West Virginia. So a small CVB, I call that more of a visitor center. They can support a visitor center. They may print some rack cards. They may be the place that people come and they say, oh, give us some local information. They get to use a restroom. That's what everybody uses visitor centers for. That's usually the first thing that makes them come into a visitor center, right? You remember rest stops or welcome centers that you see driving across state lines or in just down the interstate. You'll see them there. Rest stops, they often refer to them. Convention and Visitors Bureau that represents around 500 room nights. That CVB can actually adhere to the state code. And the state code requires you to have a full-time director. It requires you to attract and promote your destination so that you're working to recruit conference business. And with 500 room nights, knowing what I know about West Virginia lodging patterns, occupancy, average daily rate, all those industry terms, that volume allows you to support a physical office, a full-time director, really the ability to go out and attract conference business. Because with 500 room nights, you most likely one of your properties does have some type of conference and meeting space. Then on the opposite end of the spectrum, we have what in today's world is called destination marketing organizations. Destination marketing organizations in West Virginia really need to represent at least 1,000 room nights. They would have a team of professionals. Those professionals market the destination. Marketing is sales and advertising. It's not just advertising. So they actually have a sales force that goes out and attracts lodging, works with their lodging properties and actually attracts group business. So in our destination,
big event.
It's a much bigger, in tourism, today it's very data driven, right? And it's extremely expensive. It is a profession. It is a career path. There's many different aspects of it. The Convention and Visitors Bureau aspect of it is only one sector. But we work as a DMO. That's what we are. We represent more than 2,700 room nights. One of the big things that you're able to do as a Convention and Visitors Bureau that operates as a destination marketing organization, because we have more resources. Each one of these entities that we represent could not begin to do what we do through the collective efforts of these organizations. We're an organization that connects the dots. Now, not every CVB operates the same, because like I said, you have visitor centers that are in small communities. They really need to work with others because our ability to really have an impact and capitalize on things, unless you have the ability to have enough room nights, because most of our funding comes from lodging tax. Doesn't mean that we don't get other funding at times, but most of our funding comes from lodging tax. But if you don't have the ability to have a large enough budget, to be honest, to have, we have data tools. We have several different subscriptions, whether it be STR, Smith Travel Research. We also have something that's called Key Data that does the same that STAR does, except for non-traditional lodging. So for Airbnb, VRBO, those kinds of things, vacation rentals. We have another platform that's called Scout that actually puts our destination out there for showcasing our facilities and what we have to offer in meeting spaces and different types of facilities for people that are searching for conference business or their organizations to bring them someplace. We do advertising on a national basis for those kinds of things. Enormously important. Here's another thing. In our CVB, although we have a creative agency that really pretty much runs our website, does our media buys, handles our brand. I mean, they're like our back of the house. You don't see them. I don't have to pay for office space for them. They do their thing behind the scenes. I need students that are interested. Like I hire, when it comes to media, it's not just social media. It's not just digital media. It's not just website skills. I need people that can write content. I need I need people that can spell. I need people that have the ability to do creative writing, engaging writing. I have people that need to do editing. So we do editing on digital. We do editing on social. We do editing on written content. We write press releases. We do newspaper articles. We do radio interviews. I mean, things like this. We have to be able to have all of the data and the skill sets to set ourselves up for success and capitalize on the just-in-time opportunities. I do. I had a very unique path to get me to where I am. I wish I went to WVU. I was in the business school, and I graduated. First, I came as a computer science major, and I immediately found out that I really liked working with people, and I use a lot of technology in what I do. But when I was going through school, and I worked in a computer installation as an intern, so I knew firsthand how this stuff worked and what the opportunities were. I was like, I want to work with people a little bit more than this. So I've always been business minded, and I knew that at the time my husband and I now were very serious, and he's in forestry. So I focused on my values and the things that I enjoy doing, because your career is based on a job, which is spelled J-O-B. It is not spelled H-O-B-B-Y. So I focused on the things that I like to do, and really I'm kind of a glass half full girl, not a half empty. And I'm always looking at how to make whatever I do a positive experience for myself, but more so leave whatever I'm working on in a better place. So I thought I was going to go into public administration. I graduated with my finance degree, corporate finance, and I went into, I was in healthcare. I built several, I was in business with a business partner. I did a lot of different things, primarily in healthcare, but I was always the healthcare financial person and the operations person. So if you're interested in operations and finance, your industry, it's very transportable, right? So I always was very interested, honestly, in the Convention and Visitors Bureau, because from the time I got to West Virginia, I've been selling Morgantown. And that was my husband's joke with me when I actually finally took this job. I was always interested in the CVB. People in hospitality often get into segments. They may be in hotel operations, and they don't always break out of that. They don't set themselves up to break out of that. I think what people need to do is they need to really go in with eyes wide open. Hospitality is so many things. Being in hospitality, being in tourism, you need a lot of skills. You can't just go out. I mean, I haven't seen even the students that come to us. So my interns, I have media interns. I've had accounting interns. I have event planning interns. There are so many different disciplines. I don't have anybody that's park and rec. They tend to work on trails, but I'm involved. I'm on the executive committee of the Mountain Trail Network, so I get to see all those people through that vein. I need people that are skilled in political science, because guess what? A lot of what we do is working with governmental agencies. I mean, I got to try and figure out how to get my other municipalities in my counties that don't have lodging tax ordinances I've had legal students. I mean, I've had a lot of different disciplines. So I think with anyone's career path, what's important is that you go in, having an appreciation for what you don't know, first and foremost. Second, find out what makes you happy and what your skill sets are. And your career path is a job, and you look to work with your strengths and work with your skill sets, paying attention to the opportunities that are out there, being open-minded. Don't pigeonhole yourself, because far too often people come out of school, and I ask everybody, where do you see yourself 5 years and 10 years from now? They're like looking at where they are, and they don't necessarily, very few people can answer that question. Be part of the change, be part of the difference, be part of making, we're human beings. We're about life experiences and relationships with others. It really adds value, not only to our destinations, but to us as individuals. And it leads to a very happy life.
Thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it.
No problem. My pleasure.